What is up, guys? We are back in the forest. I'm taking a bit of a study break. I did some work this morning and now I'm heading back into the forest to catch some vibes, basically. And there's this one tree that I really wanted to climb, and so that's why I'm sort of going out here now. I haven't really climbed trees in a while. It's one of my favorite pastimes because, like, when you climb a tree, there is like some sense of danger that you don't really feel throughout your day-to-day life. And like, if you fall, it's kind of all on you. And so that's why I sort of like climbing them. But I think it's just really essential to have outings like these throughout the day, especially when you're stuck at home. I'm doing an online master's degree, so that's basically what I'm doing most of the day. So I think we're coming up on it now, but let me just try and find it. Alright, that's set up. Let's give it a go. Yeah, so not the most elegant dismount ever, but I feel like I got decently high. That was pretty good. But the only thing I don't like is that I'm not really climbing to anywhere though, right? I'm sort of just climbing just to climb up. And I wish that like there's something that I could sit on, but that's really it though. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to sit down and talk for a little bit, share my ideas, share those things that have been on my mind recently. But just first of all, it's just so nice to be out here in nature though. Just the trees around you, the birds and different creatures and insects. No one else is around, and you're really able to dive into your own thoughts and sort of think some things through. But I did want to touch on one subject, and I'm seeing a lot of people my age sort of fall prey to following, you know, bad instincts, let's just say that. Lust or greed or, things of that nature. And really forgetting about the spirit. And especially in modern day when it's pretty tough to find meaning, I will say that, or purpose, because there's so many narratives being thrown at you constantly while growing up. And then once you sort of, get out of college, or at least leave, or at least be around less people, let's just say that. When you're around less people, you're sort of left to do what you want to do. And when you're sort of back into being by yourself and making your own decisions, sometimes you aren't really sure what to put your energy towards, right? Because on one hand, you want to find your own path, you want to have meaning, you want to have purpose. But in modern day, sometimes it's really tough to find that. You really have to be spiritually sound and to know yourself well enough to sort of go against the current and to forge your own path. I have a lot of friends right now that that got jobs after college, and they reckon pretty good money, or so you would think. 80K, 100K straight out of college. But I just don't think that I can live that lifestyle. I'm sort of working for someone who I don't really want to work for. I'm not really passionate about the job or the company or like whatever it is. And like I just see no meaning and no purpose to that. Even if like the money is like pretty good, I don't really see a point behind it all. Like if you aren't following your passions and your dreams in this life, then like what's the point? Because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die someday, right? You know, like one day is gonna be our last day here. And you know, I firmly believe that the body's temporary and the soul is eternal. So given that, like how would you live your life? And given that, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. You know, I finished my undergrad. I'm doing this master's degree right now just to buy myself some time to think things through and to decide on my next steps and where I want to go, and give myself time to pursue some of the things that I've always wanted to do, you know, like making a channel, possibly traveling more in the future, going to some cool places. That really excites me. And so yeah, now I'm just trying to figure out what excites me the most, what I really want to do, and just follow that. And you know, trust in yourself that things will just work out. And yeah, climbing a tree was what I wanted to do today, so I got that part done. But it is really easy just to sort of go with the crowd and go with the current nowadays, because everyone is sort of, you know, doing the same thing, and it's easy to sort of just follow them, right? You don't need to forge your own path, like I said earlier. However, but I believe that, especially as a young man now, one of the most important things to me is, of course, my own personal growth, especially as a man, first and foremost. And when I think of the person who I want to be, that person isn't following the crowd, not following the herd. You know, that person is doing what he wants to do every single moment of the day, right? And throughout the years, those days stack up. Everything sort of stacks up, and then a few years down the road, the idea is that, you know, you'll be living your dream life, right? And so right now, I think the key here is for a lot of young men is to really plan out their path going forward, see where they want to go, and then identify actionable steps to try and get there. And so it's like that's sort of where I'm at now, and I'm trying to decide where to put my energy towards, because I have a lot of interest. Like there are a lot of things that I want to do and pursue, but there's only so much time in the day. And I believe that you can only really pursue two things at a time. Seriously, like once you get the three things, it's a bit tough. Like for me growing up, it was always just school and sports. And that was it until like recently when I graduated college. And now I have a few more things on my plate, and I really haven't been able to do those couple things as well as I wanted to, because there's so many things that I have to do, and it sort of leads to a decrease in quality. I would rather be doing like two things max and go all in on those, rather than do a lot of things at once and do them sort of, you know, average, right? So those are some ideas right now. I have a lot of things that I'm still thinking about and things I want to do, but I'm just trying to give myself time right now. You know, like one of my good friends, he says that, you know, life is in seasons, right? Like you're gonna have some seasons where you do this and some where you do some other things. And right now I'm sort of mainly focused on my school, trying to get that done this semester. And then basically, you know, come in December, I'm going to reevaluate and see what happens. But I think that's going to be the end of this video. You know, this is just like a quick video. I'll probably go in more in depth on some other topics, but this is just like a broad overview of like what's on my mind. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.